All right, folks, so the rumors were definitely true. Apple was indeed working on a brand new watch, and they decided to call it the Apple Watch Ultra. So what's the Apple Watch Ultra all about? Well, it's all about the outdoors and the adventure athlete, and that was certainly reflected in their presentation where they highlighted endurance athletes like Scott Jurek. So from a design standpoint, they went with a 49mm titanium case, and it has a new flat display that's protected by sapphire crystal, and it's also protected on the outside with a little bit of a metal lip. And they've also increased the brightness of the display quite a bit, so it's supposed to be 2 times brighter, being up to 2000 nits. And then in addition to that, it also has a water resistance rating of WR100, and with this, it can be dive ready. And they also have a depth gauge that's going to automatically turn on when you reach a certain depth. And they also have a slew of new dive-specific software features. But durability isn't the only thing here, so there's also usability, and that's where Apple has added a new customizable action button in this high contrast international orange color, where you can assign that to specific functions like starting workouts, logging waypoints, as well as a backtrack feature, as well as a new siren feature that we'll talk about just one bit. But not only that, they increased the size of the crown and also protected the buttons from accidental presses. And they claim that all these new controls should be very usable even with gloves. And the new Apple Watch Ultra, it actually doesn't even come in a GPS-only version. It only comes in a cellular plus GPS version. The Apple Watch Ultra also can leverage dual-frequency satellite systems, and where this can come into play is when you need better GPS accuracy around really tall buildings or a lot of overhead tree cover where satellite signals can kind of get a little bit iffy. And I actually just did a comparison video on 2 other watches that have a dual-frequency satellite systems mode, and I'll have that linked down in the description below if you want more details on that. And then there's also an automatic backtrack feature that will just automatically engage when you go off grid. So where this can be especially useful is if you're out in an adventure and you kind of just lose your orientation. And then on the Watchface side of things, they also have a new Wayfinder Watchface that has a compass built right into the dial, where if you just tap on the seconds right here, it'll just automatically switch to the compass, and then you tap it, it switches back. And then they've also added this new interesting night mode where you can just rotate the dial, which turns the display into this crazy looking red style, which should be easier on the eyes at night and has a lot of contrast. Oh, and really quick, if you're finding the information in this video to be useful, do me a favor and just hit that like button down below. It's a small little thing that you can do that'll help this video and the channel quite a bit, and I appreciate it. And then for the one thing that all of us have been wanting on an Apple Watch, yes, the Apple Watch Ultra does come with longer battery life with up to 36 hours. Now, what's interesting is that I was able to get up to over a day and sometimes like a day and a half out of a Series 7, but I was disabling some settings. Related to that, they also have a battery optimization mode that's supposed to get up to 60 hours, but that feature is going to be coming out a little bit later in the fall. And then one more feature is that they've also added a siren to the Apple Watch Ultra. So what you can do is enable this through that action button. They didn't really want us to enable it in here because it's supposed to be pretty loud. And they've also increased the number of microphones from 2 to 3, which should improve sound quality, especially in things like windy conditions. And then along with the Ultra itself, they also have specially designed outdoor focused watch bands with a new trail loop, an alpine loop, and an ocean band. The Trail Loop is the thinnest Apple Watch band that you can get currently, and it's made out of the soft, flexible fabric that feels pretty darn comfortable, and it's very convenient to adjust the size. And then the Alpine Loop has 2 layers, and the outer layer has these loops that are used with a hook to secure it in place, which is made out of titanium. And then the Ocean Band is arguably the most interesting one, where they designed it specifically for water sports and even diving. It's made of a more rubberish, like silicone material, and it's supposed to stretch and be very flexible, which indeed is. In addition to that, it's also extra long, so you can wear it over a wetsuit. And for me, the Trail Loop was easily my favorite, where it's super comfortable, it's nice and stretchy, and it was easy to take on and off. And then in terms of size, it's kind of hard to compare apples to non-apples, I guess you could say, but I found it to be pretty similar to something like a Garmin Epix, and pretty similar in thickness as well. And then lastly, the Apple Watch Ultra, it runs $799. You can order today, and it delivers September 23rd or later. Anyhow, that's the Apple Watch Ultra. And if you have any questions about anything I didn't cover in this video, make sure to leave those in the comments section down below, and also subscribe to the channel for my full in-depth review of the Apple Watch Ultra that'll be coming soon. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.